Hello, we're here, and it's always ready time. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Welcome to Strumpets and Flagons. I'm going to start now. Here we go. I'm not scared, and I know what I'm doing, and I've done it before.
Doing great.
Good job.
You're such a good boy.
Thank you so much. Hello and welcome to Strumpets and Flagons, a trans actual play show playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, brought to you by Evil Hat Games. My name is Laser, and I will be playing Eli Salamander, and this is our crew.
I am Becca, playing Phaedra Steele.
I'm Josh Kloss, and I'm your GM, the Gay Master.
I'm Riley Silverman. I'm playing Nika Gray.
And I am Ben Padden, and I am playing Red Robin.
Am I wildly... Was I hearing seagulls? And can that stop?
I heard something.
Yeah, there was definitely some background noise somewhere.
Yeah, there may have been a plane.
Okay, great. A chirping plane. I love it.
Over the pirates.
Before we get started, I'm going to catch you up on our adventure so far. It is a crisp day in Amiga, the island occupied by mostly pirates in the warm seas of tropical paradise. The crew of the Windlass have completed their tasks of restocking the ship and enjoy their day. After restocking pickles, a delicious salty snack full of vitamin D for the journey, ship's cook Eli Salamander takes to his old haunt strip club, the Moistened Nipple. The Windlass's brand manager, Red Robin, tags along. She thought it was a date, but it wasn't. Actually, Eli has just invited her along to meet some old friends, including bartender Sally Tortoise, who specializes in the cocktail Shelly Temple, which is just grenadine in a shell. Meanwhile, Nika Gray has stayed behind to do some work, trying to prove herself as a reliable crew member despite her past on the unsavory C-word, which is a ship. Ship's armorer and former Moistened Nipple bouncer Phaedra, whose specialty is mostly just her fists, take sword lessons with Mitt, a bouncer at Undress'ms strip club. All of the crew members are visited individually by the town's sheriff, a dog named Spitfire Bluetooth, who brings them letters from the governor. Mayor Boots Takahashi has a mission for the crew. Two powers in the seas are seeking a powerful pendant that would shift the balance of power. It's important that this pendant, the Ocean Sapphire, not fall into either of their hands. But each of these powers are halfway there, as they each have one relic that helps lead the way. The Windlass crew must go to each of these groups, get their relics, and find the sapphire. The Pot of Tides is a xenophobic merfolk group who holds the Scepter of Storms. And Scam... Josh, what does Scam stand for?
Scam is the Shining Coast Aquatic Acquisitions and Mining Company. SCAM, they would tell you.
I'm so sorry. Scam is a corporate mining group who holds the Chalice of Plenty. Our crew takes these orders back to the Windlass's captain, Francesca Oglesby, and first mate Lexi, who agree reluctantly to take on this dangerous mission. And with that, it is time to set sail.
I thought we were just going to keep watching it.
That's the whole
That's
show.
for the next 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's what we
Riley, for
want.
making that, and Becca for making that also.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Becca and Riley. Welcome back to the seas, everyone. You find yourself aboard the Windlass, well underway, and what you have discovered is that here on the Windlass, a fine two-masted sailing vessel with a crew of about 20. The current destination is a nearby island called Atari. And not too long ago, Atari was something of a sister city to Amiga, but in the recent past, it has signed on with Scam to become a local hub for their operations. And how I want to start is
I'm so sorry. I think it's Scam.
Oh, Scam. I've heard that once or twice.
It's a fine, proud Vulcan name.
Yes. What I'd like for everyone to do is to either tell me a memory your character has of spending time in Atari, or a rumor that your character has had about the goings on at Atari. So, would anyone like to kick that off?
I'll do it.
Please
I'd
do.
love to. So Eli had an identical twin sister named Erin, and they used to go to Atari because there was was kind of an arcade where they would go play some games, and they met up there, just a couple years ago, and at that time Erin was looking for work, and something may have happened with Scam, and that was the very last time Eli ever saw Erin.
Incredible. Thank you.
But the games were very fun.
They had all the
in
best
Atari.
games.
They had all the best games.
Wonderful.
There was one called Seaman. That was
amazing at the
you just
arcade.
You just looked at a fish. It was just like a big. It was a big tank, right? And in the tank there was
Amazing.
a fish, and it had kind of a creepy face, and you would just kind of look at it in the eye and think about its aging process.
Was it just a guy in a fish suit? They usually are just people in fish suits.
I mean, Eli at the time thought it was real, but Eli was younger, so
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Wonderful. So we know there's an aquarium with Seaman at it on Atari. Who's going to top that?
I can try to bottom it. Sorry, Ben, you had a thought. I'll let Ben go.
No, after you, please.
I just want to get that bottom joke out. If you
I'm
have
still
no
assembling
idea.
my bit, but
Okay.
maybe it will come together if I just start saying it out loud with my mouth. Red met her now ex-partner at a tavern on Atari, specializing in cold microbrews called the Witch's Teat. And that's where they met. They got to know each other. They got close emotionally and physically, not necessarily in that order. So that is a location of extreme importance to Red, and also some sadness, because obviously this is the same ex who had betrayed her, leading into the first episode.
Excellent. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah. Whenever I hear Witch's Teat, my first thought is excellent.
I think so. Nika and the C Word, I think they were more prone to sailing waters around Atari than they were Amiga. I think they were, since they were a little bit more rough and tumble of a crew and a little more prone to violence, I think they were more apt to be in areas that were going to be more populated with other ships and trading vessels. And so I think that they had a pretty big reputation for being the kind of crew that would come into town and cause trouble and, get into chaotic revelry at particular bars and establishments and things like that. So they were very much feel like, oh, you better watch out the Sea Word crews in town tonight. So everyone's got to be on their top guard and, watch your purse strings and make sure, watch your girlfriends and things like that. So I think that we are known for a particularly debauched entertainment from town.
Excellent.
I think Phaedra was maybe visiting Atari at some point after Scam took hold. And I think maybe I think maybe she like got into some kind of back alley brawl, or and she lost.
Ooh.
And I think that has kind of like, that was a very like formative kind of like thing for her of like, oh, like I need to know how to take care of myself, and I need to know how to like, you know, stand up to the bullies rather than just like losing.
Fight back. Yeah. Excellent. So with this baggage in tow,
I love that all of us brought baggage. There were no fun rumors. It was all, hey,
I'm the arcade.
we've all been emotionally damaged at this on Isle Atari. Perfect.
Seaman is emotionally damaging. You are correct.
I mean, Seaman is emotionally damaging, but
I would say
you can't unsee
rumors are
Seaman.
usually emotionally damaging, so
Yeah.
I feel like it still works out.
It's true.
Delightful. As the Windlass sails on towards Atari, you do see there are a few potential ships that you would really, really like to plunder, but each of them is flanked by a half dozen scam protective vessels alongside it. And that has been the way it's been in the seas for quite a while now. It's very rare to see a merchant ship not traveling with that kind of protection, and you can get away from them pretty easily because it's hard to coordinate a half dozen ships to turn and chase a pirate vessel, but it's nearly impossible to pick one of those fights and come out still afloat. And so the captain has not given the order to go after any of those because it would be a silly thing to do. And that brings us to the point of Atari appearing on the horizon.
Avast! It's Atari on the horizon.
Beautiful.
Everybody have a pickle.
That is the
That's the
tradition.
game. When you see Atari, have a pickle.
When you see Atari, you have a
100%
pickle.
bought pickles. last night
Is that
because
the hydrate? Is that the hydrate equivalent?
electrolytes, pickles?
Yes, you, as is tradition, when you see your destination, everyone grabs a pickle, has a bite, and you, even from this distance, those of you who haven't been since the renovation, let's say, Atari was always a little bit smaller than Amiga, less popular, but if Amiga in its current state looks like a spring break destination during the off season, Atari looks like it's an abandoned theme park that's been forced to reopen at like 10% of the budget. So it looks really good at the front, but if you look beyond that, it's just like, oh, this is not, something is going terribly wrong here.
Yeah, we've all been to a Six Flags.
We all watched the Evermore Park video that Jenny Nicholson did.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you see as Captain Oglesby directs the ship around the back to the non-scam compliant vessels port on the far side of the island and brings the Windlass into the dock. Captain gathers the crew on the deck before stepping off, and it says, all right, everyone, just a reminder, we are going to do a little bit of resupplying. That is our excuse to be here, but what we are really doing is we are looking for any information about the Scepter of Storms and the Chalice of Plenty. Keep your ears out, keep your eyes out. As you all know, if anyone tries to recruit you to join Scam, don't fall for it. I think everyone who's here knows that, but
Give
let's
them a
just...
big kiss.
You can give them a big kiss if they're into it.
Great. They usually are. I'm very small.
Yes, exactly.
Eli's lying. No one's ever kissed him.
Red tentatively raises a hand and then slowly lowers it.
any more questions about this whole procedure?
If anybody buys store-bought pickles, I'll be very offended. But you knew that already.
These pickles, the ones that they're going to sell in the stores, are terrible. Please do not buy them.
Thanks, Captain.
Eli, is this a good opportunity to look at possible franchising opportunities for Big Papa Pickle?
Oh, I couldn't.
I think you could. I think you have a very lucrative business model in which you sell big pickles for a tremendous markup.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, maybe there's some empty storefronts. You never know with Atari.
There's no harm in looking, you know. We
could
see
have a Seaman pickle, which is just it's like a great big tank of pickles with all the different pickles are dressed up like fish.
And they all make you think about your soul and deep philosophical questions.
They all have human faces.
Yes.
No.
Nobody likes it, but
none are named Rick. We just need to put that out there. Not a single
course
one
not.
of them.
Yeah, that's not a
implied.
thing.
The name doesn't exist in this world. Sorry.
That's true. Well, I think Eli probably gonna slide down a big rope as his tradition to get off of the boat, and then go, "Oh, that was a mistake," and then
also part of the tradition.
and head into a bar. Anybody want to come along, Red?
Which bar? Which bar?
Do you want to go to the Witch's Teat? I'm getting a strong witch.
That's
no?
not the witch I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Are there any other bars we could go to?
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Let's
Do you
look
have
them
a
up.
favorite?
Let's look up some names.
Yes, Nika.
I would like to roll to figure out Red. I'd like to do a figure someone out roll with Red if I could.
Go for it. Yes, please do.
Feels like a moment when someone's flustering to talk to somebody to do a figure them out roll. Where's that? It's
It's a
hard.
roll plus wit.
Okay. Plus wit. My wit is 2. I have good wit, actually.
It's not Cockney vibing slang or anything.
Well, I do have good wit, but I don't have good dice rolls. So I rolled a 5, so it's a failure, which is good that I get to mark experience. But it's
You
not
do get
good.
to mark that.
I am indecipherable. I am an enigma wrapped in a cocoon.
What is the
wrapped in
failure
a
on
Weather's
figure
original
someone
wrapper?
So that most failures in the system are I get to make a move.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that on that failure, first mate Lexi Bayhan sees you trying to size up Red and walks on over to you and is like, "What's going on?"
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. I thought I might hang out and just fix up the ship. And yeah,
You have a problem with Red?
a problem? No, Red seems nice. I was getting a vibe off of Red towards Eli, and I was just curious what was going on with that. That's all.
Okay. Just I want to make sure cohesion amongst the crew. There's no problem.
Right? Yeah, totally. No, and I wasn't threatening anyone. I was just trying to just kind of check out the hot goss. I guess. I don't know.
Hot goss. Okay. We're on the same page then. Just
Why do you know? Do you think that Red has a crush on Eli?
I mean, I figure a lot of people have crushes on each other on the ship. I assume yes until I'm told no.
That's fair. Do you have a crush on me?
Of course.
All right. Well, if you want to talk later, we could. That's. Yeah.
Does Nika get a string for that?
Can I roll entice? I know I just rolled, but can I roll entice?
You
on
can
this?
try and entice, yeah.
Okay. My heart's not great, but that's just a general problem of my life, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my heart is 0, so let's see what happens here. Oh, nice! I got an 11.
Yeah.
Yay!
Gain a string on them, and they choose 1. So you have a string on first mate Lexi Bayhan. And I have to choose get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. Is Nika giving off signals at the moment?
I think when she said I got a bit of a crush on you, and I think I said we could do something about that. I think I maybe like leaned in a little bit to see if she would lean back.
Yeah, she does. I think she's going in for like a kiss on the cheek to test the waters.
Yeah. I think I let her do that, and then I go, oh, well, maybe I'll see you in town. And then I walk away really cool.
Perfect. Absolutely.
And then after she's not watching me, I then definitely run into a mast or a pole or something. But
Yeah.
because I'm making sure she's watching me. Yeah.
Yep, this is still good. Still solid.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Making sure this is sturdy before we go into town because don't want anything falling apart while we're gone.
Beautiful. As y'all, Laser, you look like you have something to say.
Well, I was gonna ask Red what the bar was because I feel like we should all go together. Red, do you have
It depends. Are we going to the Witch's Teat or are we going to a different bar?
I got a vibe that you didn't want to go there, so
I definitely do not want to go there. So if you're asking me to name another bar, I can absolutely do that.
Yeah. Hey, Red, where are we going?
Let's go to the Drunken Druid.
Everybody, it's time for the Drunken Druid. Nika, what you doing up there? Come on.
Oh, the Drunken Druid. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, okay. And Nika has like a infinity scarf that's kind of like loosely around her neck, and I think before we walk into the bar, she definitely puts the hood up because she wants to be less recognized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. I'm gonna bring a sword with me, just because I'm like feeling a little bit more confident in my sword skills.
I'm just gonna assume we always bring our sword with us everywhere, unless otherwise stated.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But I mean,
it's
like,
just a big deal for her.
Yeah, totally.
I just
want to make sure we don't all have to declare we have our swords.
Okay.
I would also like to add the reason that Red picked the Drunken Druid is that it is the tavern that is the furthest away from the Witch's Teat without inconveniencing our mission objective. So as to avoid running into anyone from their old crew.
Great.
Perfect.
Yeah. This game is not called Thirsty Lack of Sword Lesbians, so that I'm always going to assume you have your sword.
Oh, I thought it was Thirsty S word, which is why we were saying semen so much. But,
Oh.
Wait, what? I wasn't saying semen.
As you disembark from the Windlass, you are greeted by a cat woman. She's got the big pointy ears, and she is wearing a big name tag that reads Ensign 203. And she comes up to greet you and says, hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Atari.
How do I roll to fall in love with her?
If you're already smitten, you can do that move.
Great. I'd like to do that. Is this going to be a distraction from the game if people are constantly falling in love?
That is the game.
That's the game, baby.
All right.
So you're giving Ensign 203 a string. Answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section of your playbook.
Oh, that's right. What is the clear challenge to being with them that you're overlooking because of your naivete?
Not that you don't know her. Is that
The fact that we just met. And have
it's
no
like
idea
She's the
who
One
she is.
song from Becca's musical. She's not the one.
That is Eli's entire personality, to be fair.
Incredible.
My love. Go on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ensign 203, and I'm going to be in charge of making sure your ship is protected during your time here on Atari. One of the things that Ska really wants all of our guests to do is to wear these guest badges. So if you would please put these on so everyone knows that you are a guest here on the island, we sure would appreciate it. And
This is Atari. We're not going to wear guest badges. This is an island.
Oh, this is a Ska regulation, and if you are found without it, they are probably gonna just throw you back into the ocean. So
I like the use of the word if you are found. That implies I can be caught.
Yeah.
Give me the badge.
Yeah. I mean,
we're
if
not
you're
really into rules that are stupid.
Well, it's just so that we all know, where we are in relation to each
We're
other.
in Atari. Oh, to each other?
Yeah.
Oh.
Scott, we're really interested in, family and connection. And so we just want to make sure that we all know how we're doing.
I already have a hand on the hilt of my sword.
Oh.
It's just a badge. Could you please wear it?
Yeah, just give us the badges. We'll take them.
Thank you.
I take the badges, and then when we walk like out of her eyesight, I just chuck the badges into a trash can.
Perfect.
Yep.
Wonderful.
It's like when they try to tag my guitar when I get on a plane, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And then they tag it, and then I immediately rip it off and throw it away and bring the guitar on the plane with me anyway.
And then you play a bunch of jams on the flight to...
I play a lot of Christian rock,
Oh, yeah.
very loud at the front of a
A
Southwest.
lot
airplane.
of
Yeah, that's-
Rich Mullins going on.
Laser's ready for the plot of airplane to happen at any time, and he needs to have
Absolutely.
a guitar ready so he can be the singing performer on the plane.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That's the
mhm.
reason. Yep.
Yeah.
They're on instruments. Sorry. Okay.
Hey,
So you make your way to the Drunken Druid. As you're walking through the streets of Atari, what you saw from the ship is holding up. Like the very front facade looks nice, and then once you get past that, things just look not well cared for. You realize as you approach the Drunken Druid that it is a strip club, but unlike what you know of at the Moistened Nipple, any of the non-standard kink has been ironed out of it, and so it's just the very straightforward ladies and fellas and folks who are neither of those doing the most basic versions of the shows so as to not offend any sensibilities beyond the it's what you would find on a network TV show if they go to a strip club is what you find here.
That is disappointing.
so it's like a Hooters, basically. Like,
Very
Yeah.
this is the bar you wanted to come to, huh?
It's changed.
It has
Changed a
changed.
lot.
Yes.
Can I suggest that maybe you don't get to directly tip the dancers? Like you have to go through the bar, and there's like tokens, and it's
Absolutely. You are allowed to give credit to them, but not allowed to directly pay them money, because why would they need that?
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, this is not what it was.
This place used to be different.
Mm. Oh, you've
Phaedra-
been here before?
Phaedra's hand is already on the hilt of her blade.
Is that a euphemism?
Always.
Phaedra's actually really into this. Really. Yeah, there used to be a couple of bloodstains on the wall over there that I may or may not have been responsible for, and they seem to have wiped those off, which I guess that's actually probably good upkeep for a bar, but still, it just feels like that's the vibe that we were
I'm
going
so
with.
sorry your trophies are gone.
Yeah.
I will say personally that I think the removal of the bloodstains is actually an improvement. What I see as a kind of tonal shift is all of the autographed pictures of celebrities on the wall and members of Arm, like
Yeah,
high
all the celebrities just are numbers. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, there's 36 and there's 27.
Oh well, they got a 4. That's pretty good.
Oh, well, that's
I
pretty
mean,
cool. Single digits. Wow.
Child Star 2308 is on the board, which is wild because this is not a child-friendly, family-friendly venue.
Man, where
Right.
where has 2308 been lately? You know, like you always wonder what these kids like grow up and what they're doing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're probably working for Scum, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
I heard they moved into
So
software
our goal
development.
is to get drunk. What's our goal again?
What is your goal? Your goal is to find some information about these artifacts.
Right.
You
Scum.
see, there is, of course, a bartender, as you know, there's always got to be a bartender. A tall elven woman who seems like doesn't really love the job, but is making some nice conversation with the patrons.
Can we
You-
just have it be implied that I'm smitten with her, or do you want me to do?
I'm that's up to you.
Great. She's at work. That's the reason. That's the clear challenge.
I don't feel like Eli has that kind of self-awareness.
No, that's the challenge I'm overlooking because.
Oh,
of
I
the
gotcha.
thing.
Fair,
Yeah,
I gotcha.
that's the
I
answer.
forgot what your question was.
You also see there is a group over in the corner that looks like they're probably from a ship that recently came into harbor, and they are discussing their various adventures with each other.
Do they have badges, or do they look like they're part of Scum?
The members of Ska'am also have badges that display their title and number. And so they do have badges, and you see a collection of lieutenants and other
Is
mid-rank.
any one of them Child Star 2308?
You give me. Is there a role for this? Let me see.
Probably is.
I guess figure out a person,
Yeah. Great.
which is a
That's-
plus wit roll.
Absolutely. I got a 7.
You may ask.
I'm on
two
my side of the room,
questions.
really like looking at. Oh, that was a success.
That was a mixed success.
Okay, great.
Mixed beat, I mean.
Okay.
So the questions are: what are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? How would you feel if I blank?
Okay. I think Eli is gonna kind of sidle over to this cool table
Mhm.
of people, and just kind of with an extra drink and be like, oh, hi, I got an extra pickle vodka pickle. How y'all feeling about this bar?
Let me ask you this. Are you specifically targeting someone who looks more of like an authority figure amongst this crew, or one of the rank and file?
I would say rank and file.
Okay. Yeah, you see there's a young halfling woman who turns to look at you and says, "Oh, hey, thanks for this. This is I mean, it's nice enough. It's not quite as nice as some of the more mainland Ska'am bars, but you know, the drinks are cold and it does the job."
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you hope to get from being here on Atari?
You know, I'm hoping that we'll be able to restock our ship and keep building up our ranking so that we can rise in the ranks, get some more money, and you know, make a nice life for ourselves out here on the seas. By the way, my name is Sailor 220. She sticks out a
Hello.
hand.
My name is it's Emma.
Ebba?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. I noticed you don't have a badge.
Yeah, I lost it trying to be polite.
Yeah, that I've heard of that. I've heard of that one. You know, I mean, I don't think they're really going to mind around here, but some of the fancier places, they might check it. So just like heads
Surprised
up
to being
on
a
that.
good guy, you know what I mean?
I
I'm just a
guess
good
they
guy.
do
I'm just
offer
such a good guy.
replacements.
Cool. I should talk to somebody about that.
Yeah. You have one more question.
I do? Great.
Yeah.
What are your feelings towards Child Star 2308?
Oh, 2308, incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe how far they've come since then, all the way up to Admiral 17. Just such a climb.
Wow. I guess I didn't really realize that numbers changed. I thought that was just, but that's like how powerful you are. Is that the deal?
Oh,
So-
yeah. So like
Okay.
I'm working to break up into the hundreds of the sailors, because once you get there, then you start unlocking some new privileges. I'd really like
What's
to
like
go
the-
back to the Witch's
Yeah.
Teat at some point. That's been locked off for me right now.
Oh, okay. What's like the ultimate privilege?
Oh, I mean, Admiral 1 is in charge of the whole fleet. So,
Mhm.
once you're up there, you basically get the say of everything that's going on, in accordance with the other admirals, but you sort of have your way of things at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. You could like get a whatever scepter you were interested in.
A what?
You could get like a cool drink if you wanted.
Oh, do they make a scepter here?
Yeah. It's you want me to go get you one? I'll be back.
How could I get you to get me one is the question that the sailor is choosing to ask.
Oh, just what are your I don't know, like a funny joke, like what are your tell me what your top 3 favorite scepters are.
Well, of course there's the scepter that's like the one on top
The
of
fire scepter from Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah, absolutely. The fire scepter from Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
Great, yeah. Love those.
And I've heard a lot of good things about the Scepter of Storms, but it's like that's part of the Tides business, and you can see I'm not a merfolk, so
Sure.
I don't want to assume. I don't want to be that person, but of the two of us, I would guess you would know more than me, because I know very little about it.
I'm not offended by that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
that is
also
a really...
not very informed. I'm like really more of a chalice guy.
Oh, yeah. I do love a chalice.
Okay, well, I've been away from my friends for a while and I'm feeling very uncomfortable, so I'm gonna go.
All right, nice to meet you. And hey, make sure if you're going somewhere fancy, get that badge.
Absolutely, thank you so much. 2220.
You got it.
I would like to see if the bartender knows anything.
Yeah, you walk up to the bartender. She just finishes up with another customer. She turns to face you. What can I do for you?
Hey, I'm just parched.
Yeah.
I really I want if I could get something that could really quench my thirst, maybe the thirst of the rest of my crew, and sort of an infinite thirst quenching type of thing. I don't know if you have anything here, know anything about that or whatever.
I mean, we do offer unlimited refills on the sodas, if that's... Although with the caffeine, that might just make you more thirsty, so...
Right. Yeah. I mean, unlimited refills is kind of... Well, let me get a cranberry vodka.
Yeah, sure. She pours it out.
I walk
no
up.
panache in the presentation. Just very. There you have it.
I walk up to the bar and I kind of sit by Phaedra. Like I'm like leaning into her to get her to keep asking questions as opposed to me asking directly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna go ask her if there are any bars around here that are known for like a specific drink that just never stops flowing.
Are there any bars around here that are known for like a specific drink that like never stop flowing, or like, I don't know, have you heard anything about that kind
Drink
of
that
thing?
never stops flowing. I mean, there's the. I remember about 8 or 9 months ago, one of the you know what, give me a roll. Give me a figure out a person,
Okay.
please.
My first roll of the game.
Can I also roll to see if I can read her answer since I'm like watching this happen?
Wait. Okay. I rolled a 7.
I think that if you don't get the answers from this, then I'll ask for an additional roll.
Okay,
But I
that's
think
fair.
that if this is
It's kind of
sufficient, then we'll let
Yeah.
Phaedra's roll carry it.
It's fair. That makes sense.
Okay, so again, the list of questions. Do you have it up?
I do have it up.
Perfect. Then you know what they are, and I won't repeat them.
Can I is the bartender wearing a badge?
Yeah, the bartender is wearing a badge that reads Ensign 17.
Okay, great. I want to oh gosh. I'm going to start with, what do you love most?
Incredible. So you see Ensign 17 here is obviously not bought into this particular job. You do see her constantly just like checking her badge. And as you're watching, you notice that the 17 written on her badge shifts and turns into a 16. And she silently goes, yes. And you can see that what she wants more than anything is to do enough undesirable menial work to get up to the next rank in this organization, because what she loves is sailing, and right now her privileges do not allow her to do that.
Interesting. Oh gosh. What are your feelings towards Skaam and their sort of general thing, their general mission?
What she says to you is they've really consolidated this whole island into a more efficient way of running things, and I think that there's a lot of positive things to be said about that. You can also get the vibe that she knows if she says something negative about Skaam, it will get back to the higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can read in her body language that she wants to tell you it fucking sucks, but she knows that if she does, then she'll be stuck here longer than she wants to be here. With that mixed beat, she also gets to ask a question. And the question she would like to ask is, how could I get you to take me with you on your ship?
Well,
Kiss,
And in character, the way she asked this is like, so where are you heading after this? What kind of ship are you running?
Oh yeah, we're just we're kind of freelancers. We're just kind of sailing the open seas, fresh, salty air in our nostrils, just infinite horizon, big ol' sky.
We have one of the ships that has a big sky.
Yeah.
I'm just really over romanticizing the concept to appeal to the sailor in her. And I want to say, maybe give my friends and I a round of drinks on the house, and sure we can find an opening for you.
Oh, of course I couldn't, just
I-
leave this place, but
No, I know.
tell you what, I hear that those non-Ska docks get a little bit dangerous about 6 hours from now, and that sometimes folks just get taken onto ships and are never seen again. Have you heard anything like that? And she is offering you a string and an XP.
Great.
Or spending a string to offer an XP, I should say.
Okay.
To essentially voluntarily kidnap her.
Listen, we've all been there, okay?
Yeah.
Please, beautiful tall woman, kidnap me, please. I would hate it.
And Nika leans back to Phaedra again. Is like, maybe you could tell her that you've heard that happens to people who offer up information about the chalice of plenty.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that can happen to people who
The bartender's could clearly see you doing it.
Yeah. It's really funny.
Just do it. You're
and
Bartender's
every time this happens, Phaedra's trying to make it oh, I can put that into my own words, but just repeats.
I love that you're doing it.
Yeah, if you could, anything you could tell us about, maybe, I heard about the chalice of plenty.
Right. The chalice of plenty is, I heard it was about 8 or 9 months ago. There was one of the higher ranking Ska members came through, and they had this chalice that after they poured a drink into it, it didn't ever run out. So that does sound familiar. I think that it was some sort of, prize they got as part of their Ska membership, but I'm not sure on the details beyond that. But someone was definitely in here with that 8 or 9 months ago. They were sort of showing it off, so they weren't being secretive about it, but I didn't get all the details. I was busy working.
Interesting. And do you think maybe you would, recognize that, that person or that group of people again if you saw them?
Yeah, I think so. It was actually, come to think of it, and she points to the picture of the child star.
Yes.
On the wall.
Admiral 17?
He's Admiral 17 now, and he's doing some great work out there. Definitely have nothing but high praise to say for him.
Point of order, if the fact that it's Child Star 2308, does that mean that there are 2,307 Child Stars that are better than this Child Star?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. But for some reason, that's the one we know about.
Yeah. Well, at the time, you got to climb up the ranks. You got to keep
Absolutely.
auditioning. You got to
Yeah.
get your name out there.
It's the only child star whose autograph photo is in this bar. So like we're
Right.
like, oh, cool. Like, you
Yeah.
know, that's just what springs to mind.
I knew him when he was 2308.
Oh yeah, wasn't he on our Carly? Yeah.
Yes.
Really, that's the best you could do.
I'm sure I could do better, but I opted not to. Got the joke you deserve.
How about Flip R? I mean, I guess that would have been Child Star 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta be a more recent one, like Captain Drake and Josh.
Captain Drake and Josh.
Turns out that the first one was the better one they could do.
Yeah, I can only apologize to everyone.
Boat improvement. That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, boat improvement. I quit, actually. Really.
Bye, everyone. No.
So I'm gonna say to the bartender, like, oh, okay, well that's very interesting. Yeah, if you I would highly recommend steering totally clear of the non-scam dock. In about 4 hours time.
Yeah.
That's when it gets really dangerous and people are likely to get kidnapped. So
For sure.
yeah.
Phaedra, 4 to 6. We don't know how long we're gonna be here.
4 to 6. We don't know how long we're gonna be here. I mean, just
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I like that. It means that Robin's also walked up to the bar and is standing.
like just
yeah,
on
they
the,
were just
you're
like
just
they're
like the
both-
devil and angel on my shoulders. Just-
I like the idea that Eli would all walk up and do it too, but doesn't know why we're doing it, and he's
Yeah.
just also like, oh, I thought we were just doing a thing where we hang out at the bar. I didn't know we were
Yeah.
telling.
I mean,
people.
with that, I think Eli's got to walk up to the bar and be like, "Hey, everybody, how's it going? Anybody want to dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Red, let's do a dance."
Yeah. Let's go do a dance.
They go off and do a dance.
Is music
Wonderful.
playing right now? I think is also a key component.
Yes,
of
yes.
that.
It's
There's
very corporate,
perpetually-
like old music, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Very
that one
safe.
Cisco Systems hold music track that's like
Yeah.
just that on loop
Oh,
forever.
I
the
like
one.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my jam.
So Eli brings Red up to dance and then just talks about how pretty all the people on stage are.
Oh.
Wonderful. Phaedra, did you have any more questions for this bartender at the moment?
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna take my vodka cranberry and thank her for her time.
Yeah, you bet. And again, I'll be very careful not to go that way in 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Nika, what are you up to?
I was listening into this, so I think I was just trying to quietly observe. I
Observe.
feel like we should tell the bartender the name of our ship so she knows which ship we're on.
Yeah.
I think that might be helpful.
You're quickly like, yeah, it's the Windlass.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Give him a carved pickle that has the name on it.
I hand her a business card, just has a pickle on it.
Wonderful.
This will get you free passage on the window. It's like that coin from Game of Thrones, but it's just a coin with a pickle on one side and Eli on the other. Robin had them printed up. I'm gonna. Hey, one last question for you before we
Sure.
before we head
One
off.
last
Obviously, you have
question
to
for
work
you.
never to leave here. Oh wait, I can't. Okay, I can't say that. I have to say, I can't lie. Just one. I'm just gonna say one more question for you, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
Where would, if Admiral 17 was going to hang out on Tari, would he hang out at a particular bar, or counter question? What's his ship called if he's not on the island right now?
And another question: what's his favorite food?
Another question.
And
What are you
one
doing later?
additional no.
What's his largest fear, and what is the thing he wants most in the world?
And the ultimate question.
And what's his star sign?
Actually, that might be the most important one.
The bartender thinks about this for a moment and says, the Admiral 17 sails on the Ocean's Blade, and that's not a name you know, but you've heard it bandied about as being a fairly well-known ship amongst the Ska-Almers. And if
So we don't know the name. We do
But
know
we've
the
heard
name
the
is well
name.
known.
you know the name, you're not like, oh, I've
We don't
actually encountered that
biblically
ship.
know the name.
You know the
We don't, like-
reputation.
Yeah, I've had sex with that.
We haven't
though.
encountered them directly, but we know them by every. Yeah.
This is what I meant to say. Yes.
Yeah.
If he were on this island, he probably, would not be at this fine establishment with the fine people who patronize it and work here. There is a sort of VIP lounge further into the island where the higher ups only are allowed to go. That is probably where he would be. But I don't think I've seen anyone from the Ocean's Blade on the island for a few months now. There was one more trip in between, and he didn't have as much of the showing off of the mug at that point, but he was he wasn't quite as high rank at that point, so he didn't swing by here, so I wouldn't have seen him that
Okay.
trip.
Interesting. Great. Well, thank you for your help.
Sure. Have a good one. And Red. Hey Red, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What's Red doing?
Red is dancing with Eli right now.
Yeah. As you're dancing, that's exactly how it's going. A lot of moving of the arms. I love it. This is good audio for the podcast.
Listen, I was
Yeah.
just dancing for fun. You don't have to dance with me. Also, I just speaking of cutting things out for the audio, Ben and I are wearing shirts from the exact same Target collection. Right
Beautiful.
I wanted to wear something that would help stave off scurvy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Stave
they're
off
wearing
scurvy.
they're wearing oranges and I'm wearing sunflowers.
Yeah.
Same shirt though.
Yep. Powerful. You're out there dancing with Eli, and it's not a very crowded dance floor at the moment, but you do see a few others out here. In particular, you see that there's one of the looks like higher ranking crew members from that ship that came into town
Mm.
is dancing with
Danger.
two of the more mid-ranking members of the crew, and they look like they're having a great time.
Cool.
Is there a dance battle mechanic?
Can we
I'm
come
gonna-
up with one? Let's see.
Sorry, Red, it's your turn. I just got very excited.
I feel like the dueling mechanic would work fine
Yeah.
for dance battling.
Yeah. If you want that to happen, we can make it happen. It's a TTRPG.
Theater of the mind or disco of the mind. Panic at the disco of the mind, otherwise known as generalized anxiety. I'm gonna start dancing over towards this group. But I want everyone who's watching this right now to know that my dance in game is much more kind of physical and sultry and cool than this kind of G.I. Joe slot hands dance that I'm doing right now.
I think in that case, I would ask you to roll Entice, which is plus heart.
Yeah,
as you
give me
appeal
that
to someone's
enticement.
Physical or emotional sensibilities.
My heart is -1. So this is going to go very well all the time.
I'm so excited right now. I couldn't. This is
I rolled
right.
a 6
They're all
total.
lesbians, right? On that team.
We'll find out. You rolled a 6 total. Wonderful. As you are making your way over, dancing, you
I am actually, without fail, I am dancing exactly like I am on the.
you've got the finger guns going, and you think this is just the absolute top notch, no doubt, best thing you could be doing right now. And you see this crowd is staring at you, trying to figure you out. And you see that one of them breaks off from the other two, one of the mid ranks, and she
My arm's
is.
hurt.
I was
she-
hoping Josh would just like speak slower and slower and
just
slower
force
to
it to-
force you to keep dancing.
That's exactly what I was planning to do, but then I ran out of steam. You know
What's
what
funny
happens.
too is it's again, this is great audio, but Laser got up and walked away from his screen for a second, and I know that Laser and Ben are in different buildings, but I half expected Laser to show up and hi, Amy Vorpal.
Hi, Amy Vorpal.
Speaking of great audio, Amy Vorpal's at Laser's house. But I half expected Laser just to walk into Ben's frame and start dancing with Ben.
Faces.
Well, cameo.
Hey.
Delightful. You are making your way over to these 3 sailors, sailors, and you see that one of the mid-ranking sailors, a human woman with long brown hair, looks at you and says, "You want something, sailor?"
Yes. But I failed my roll, so I don't get it. I think because I failed my roll, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go. So, seen any good chalices around lately?
Yes. Yes.
She steps towards you, and you see that on her name badge it reads, I'm trying to think of words for Navy things. Let me pull it.
Lieutenant.
Naval
Bosun.
63.
Naval 69. Have you ever done a Naval 69, by the way? It's like a whole different thing.
I tried once,
Whoa.
but I'm not flexible enough.
Lieutenant
You
128.
have to do it
here.
with somebody else.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. All right.
Lieutenant 128 sort of looks you over and says, "You're I'm looking for a chalice, then I don't know if this is the right place, but you might find something else you're looking for. I would like
Oh.
to invite you to be enticed by this Lieutenant 128. Smitten, I mean, is the word that we use.
I will allow myself to be smitten. Why not?
All right, Lieutenant 128 takes a string on you, and I would like you to answer the question on your sheet.
Well, you
Playbook,
don't get
that's the word.
to hear. You don't get to hear my answer. No. I have to write that down on my sheet.
It's
when
private.
when you become smitten, you don't have to say or do anything that you don't want to do, Benjamin. Give them a string and answer this question. Why would your romance never last?
Oh, no.
Because I would never be able to trust you, even if you weren't a member of Ska'am.
Powerful.
Red, trust issues, Robin.
You see this woman is looking you over, and she says, "Hey, you I mean, this place, let's be honest with each other, kind of sucks. The three of us, we were thinking of going up to one of the nicer bars. I mean, it's still Atari, so it's not great, but you look like you can party. You want to come along?
I would love to. I have heard that there's actually a kind of decent-ish kind of VIP lounge situation? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Would love to check that out. Never actually been inside. I've been outside. All my friends have been in. Apparently the membership fees are outrageous, and it's near a couple of other rides that I've been on a few times. So I've walked past the doors, but I've never actually gone in. And I don't think it's something... I never thought it'd be something I'd be able to do in my lifetime, but maybe. Maybe you got an in? Question mark.
She looks over to the other two and she says, I think we have enough rank that we could pull in a +1. Yeah.
It's just 1 + 1. Could I bring a friend? Maybe another friend? Maybe an additional friend? Maybe a... You know, hey, how many of you? Because, you know, I've got a group. We're all down to party.
Give me another entice.
Okay.
Be
I'm gonna
so
roll
sexy that your friends are also sexy, please.
I doing the entice move on this occasion. I'm gonna do it.
I
And
believe in you.
plus heart, which is a -1. That's 4. So I rolled a 6. I'm good at 6s today.
Did you mark experience for the previous one? I forgot to ask you to do that.
I did not, but I can.
And you can mark
And I
another one now.
should.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
1, 2, boink.
So you've been talking.
Robin is the worst scoundrel I've ever heard of.
You
But I
know
have
what?
heard of her.
Maybe you know what? Maybe I should start using these double clicks branded D6s instead of the bisexual ones I've been using.
That might
I mean,
be it. That might
bisexual
be-
panic when trying to seduce someone is real, so maybe
Yeah.
Relatable.
lean further into the autistic panic instead.
You see that Lieutenant 128 is like, oh, well, maybe. And then the higher ranking member of this trio, Captain 99, sort of makes their presence known. Half orc, half elven figure, about 6'6", just at their full height, says, you should be lucky that we're taking one of you along. This is we're sticking our neck out for you, and asking for more is honestly, I'm tempted to just leave you behind.
Hey, I'm chill. I'm cool. You know, I just thought maybe the more the merrier. But hey, you want to just take me? Then let's mosey.
Come along.
By the way,
then.
the reason that I would never work out with a 6'6" half elk, half orc is that they work for scum. But I don't
But
know.
you are smitten.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Josh, what did Lieutenant 128 look like again?
Human woman with long brown hair.
Okay, thank you.
Human woman walking down the street. Sorry.
A normal song to sing, human woman.
She has the features. She has some hair. Yes.
Yep.
I'm not going to keep going.
But you could.
She is standing over there.
Acceptable.
128. My favorite number.
So
Wonderful.
if I just to recap the scene real quick here. So Red has basically gotten an offer to be a +1 to a party. They tried to get all of us +1s, and then that was scoffed at. And now, but she is still being invited, but the rest of us aren't.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, Red, do you want to tell the rest of your group, hey, I'm being escorted to this nicer place, or are you just going along with it for the ride?
I think I'm going to... I'm not going to say anything, because I don't necessarily want to draw attention to myself, and that may involve a roll, and I'm very good at those, obviously. But I think what I am going to do is I'm going to wave to get everyone's attention. I'm going to point at me. I'm going to point at them. I'm going to point at the door. And then I'm going to point at my watch.
You know that whole role-playing game move of if you never roll with dice, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's basically, that's science, baby.
Oh, man, we just broke role-playing.
Hell yeah.
We just won tabletop.
Red waves her arms, points at herself, points at them, points at the door, points at her watch, but doesn't draw attention to herself.
Then holds up the chalice. Wait.
Where'd I get this? I don't know. I said it, so it must be true.
Eli's going to give you 2 thumbs up, like, yeah, get it, girl. I believe in you.
I think Phaedra's just going to give you a salute.
I think, are we able to figure out what she's conveying with this, or does this feel like that Simpsons where the baseball signals are just every possible link?
So I think you have deduced that she is going off with this group. I don't know if you know where Red is going.
All right. I think I look at the rest of people. Maybe we should follow them, but maybe not make it as obvious.
Yeah, I have a great tool for this, and its name is Dragon, the seagull.
Yay.
Yes.
So I'm going to say that while you're walking down the street to this new place, there's just a very loud seagull hopping behind you.
Oh, not flying? Just
No.
Sneaking!
Walking like a person.
Yeah.
Inconspicuous!
Seagulls don't fly if they don't need to. They're way louder when they're flying short distances anyway.
I don't know what it is, Riley, but the way you said inconspicuous made me think of Duel of the Fates from episode 1. Inconspicuous. I am being inconspicuous.
So that is what Dragon is saying, but it sounds a little different in Seagull.
It's a little bit less of a rights violation.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little less slap for the copyrights.
Human woman is borderline.
Parody. It was parody. We were covered by parody laws.
Yeah.
Duel of the Inconspicuous Seagull. It's perfectly fun.
Oh, I used to love that opera when I was a kid. It was so good.
So good. So whenever they go inside, this is what I'm telling Dragon. Just like whenever they go inside, just tell me where they went.
Cool. Yeah. So Red, you are led to this nicer bar, and it is called
Hooters.
It's called Hooters.
I thought you said Booters. Hooters is good too.
It's just a Hooters. I don't know. Doesn't have to be that.
The sign just says it's just a Hooters.
Let's hold off on naming locations after restaurants until that sponsorship deal comes.
That's true. Yeah.
We get that lucrative Hooters deal that we're all actively trying to get for us.
Maybe it's called Red Robin. Oh wait, no.
Oh, they have unlimited French fries though.
A chalice of unlimited French fries.
It's called Johnny Rockets, and it's really strange.
Put a French fry in the chalice of plenty, and it just fills up with French.
Oh, it's just a cup of grease at that point.
It's called Jackie Cannons.
Great.
Jackie Cannons.
I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, I'm here for it.
It's designed like a vintage sailing location. Like it's not modern day. It's like not our current modern day, but like a previous era's sailing ships.
Yeah, these cannons just weren't as nice as some of the newer ones, but they felt so smooth on the ocean.
It's so annoying because you're trying to just like order your food and the servers keep dancing on the tables and stuff in the middle.
Just joylessly dancing.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the corner. If you give him a nickel, he'll sing old sea shanties that have fallen out of the popular, etc.
Oh, it's a scam token they give you, and they give you one when you come in that you have to.
Yeah. Yep.
A quarter, he'll be dancing for hours.
You hear that as you walk in, and it's here in Jackie Cannons. It's just everyone's having a great time. You do notice that scanning around the room, there is, generally speaking, a higher echelon clientele the numbers that you see on the badges and the ranks are higher up the ladder, and you are led over by this trio to a table, and you're they sit down and they say, "What can I get for you?"
Hi. I'm very serious and I'm not laughing at someone else's reaction to something right now. What I'd like to ask for is a could you get me a drunken sailor?
Oh, of course. Do you want that in the shade or not?
Can I have a virgin drunken sailor? No.
A virgin drunken sailor.
No, just a drunken sailor. Sorry, I just wanted to hear those words said out loud because it always makes me laugh when.
Sure.
Sorry, yeah.
You want that one in the shade?
Yeah, I'll have it in the shade.
Great.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what? I'll get this round. What does everyone else want?
Oh, thanks. I'll just have a pickle
Oh, do you have
vodka.
a Handsome Pete? You look like you would love a Handsome Pete.
A Handsome Pete?
Yeah. Do you have a Handsome Pete? Do you have the ingredients to make a Handsome Pete?
Do I? Yeah, I should have some.
That's grenadine, pickle juice, and a fake mustache, right?
Yeah, I tell you what,
yeah.
handsome Pete's for everyone at the table. This is one of my favorite drinks. You're gonna love this.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. And waitress heads on off, and these Sailor 128, Lieutenant 128, excuse me, looks at you and says, "So, you want to tell us what exactly you have planned? I mean, we can keep up the bullshit, but I'd really rather not."
Ooh. Can I would very much, I think, in this moment, like to figure out a person. I want to see whether this is whether I'm about to get shredded or I have a new ally today. I suspect the former rather than the latter, but like I would love to figure out a person.
Please do.
I will. All right, so my wit is +2. Oh, good grief, Charlie Brown. All right.
It must have been really good.
It's Snake Eyes. I rolled a 2 with
Wow.
what was my my whip. So I rolled a 4. And this is later, these are your dice doing this.
I'm sorry. You could lie.
I rolled 12. Is it too late to change to another roll?
I really like sending Red on recon. This is a really good idea.
This is a great idea. With these dice today,
yeah, I rolled a 4.
Wonderful. You hear these words and your brain just processes it as static, and you're trying to gather yourself. And as you do, you realize that, as you said, you were afraid that maybe this was like some sort of setup and you're in big trouble. It's not quite that. It's these people are willing to see if you are going to be cool to them, because you can sense that they're sort of on the fence about Ska'am. But as this conversation is going on, you are drawing some eyeballs onto yourself from the other patrons here, and
it's because I didn't stop doing the finger guns as we walked in, isn't it?
You have been doing the finger guns perpetually, and they are
It's like in Second Life where you can't figure out how to stop dancing.
Yes.
The best thing about it is we haven't even established in canon that guns exist in this world, and yet finger guns are still a thing.
They're like tiny swords for your
Yeah,
hands.
they're finger daggers.
Tiny hand swords. Tiny
Listen.
hand swords, by the way, was my roommate in college.
Yeah. Listen,
Please don't
bisexuals
stab
exist.
me, tiny hand sword.
Bisexuals exist in this universe. Finger guns must also exist. It is a requirement.
Also, I
guess-
think I have established that like we have pistols and we have
That's
like,
true.
Yeah.
in
yeah.
the army.
You gotta have that cool pirate like
Yeah.
pistol, like the flintlock pistol. So you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can sense, Red, that while these three do not mean you any harm, A, they really don't know much about this chalice that you're looking for, and B, you're not sure how much they're going to stick up for you as a sailor walks over to you with heavy footsteps as he approaches. He looks down at you and he says, "Hey, where's your name tag?" And you look up at this name tag that he's wearing, and you do see Admiral 17 is looking down at you. And we're going to take a break for a little bit. This is an intermission.
You're so mean. I love it. All right.
Harge is coming quick, blow out the candle. Don't do a thing that causes him to feel. I've got some awesome stuff that he can't handle. We'll never know what part of him is real. Dads, don't let your daughters grow up to be fucking married. If he hasn't let you down yet, the news is coming soon. I didn't check the side yard for the bodies that you buried. And you always must remember to go back on the full moon. How could you give me this hill to die on? An empty body draped upon the sand. Thanks so much for this hill to die on. Bury me under the land, under the land. Our closets are so filled with bones and liars. An emptying of nothing left to lose. You've not given incentive to conspire, and you'll regret it if you make me choose. You made me throw away so much, but that is not the worst part. Turns out you've never compromised before. I carved out every feeling and then burned it with my last art, while you stacked up your baggage all around the bedroom floor. How could you give me this hill to die on? An empty body draped upon the sand. Thanks so much for this hill to die on. Bury me under
We back.
We
Yarp.
back.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
I'm gonna start my recording.
Oh yeah,
Here we go.
I am now also recording.
Now recording.
I've been recording this whole time.
All right, Sam Reich.
I have questions about your pinstripe hat, but we'll discuss that later. Welcome back. How is the crew feeling?
Doing good. Doing very good.
Yeah.
Red is metaphorically peeing her pants.
Okay.
Metaphorically, okay.
The pants are real. The urine is metaphorical.
Okay.
I'm glad it's that. I'm
so
glad it's that way
sorry.
around, not the other way around.
Always good to clarify. Well, as we last left off, Red was in the middle of Jackie Cannon's and a higher up part of the island of Atari, where only the upper echelon of Ska'am is meant to be. And you got there as a +1 for a group of 3 sailors who brought you along. And they seem pretty chill, but as you've been making a little bit too much noise, you were interrupted by an intimidating figure by the name of Admiral 17, also known as Child Star, what was it 2308?
2308.
2308, and he is standing over you, looking down at you, and he says, what seems to be the problem?
Red looks up at Admiral 17 and says, "No, I'm sorry. I feel like I know you from somewhere."
I get that a lot.
Just one of those faces, or
Child Star 2308.
your Child Star 2308? No. Did you know that this was Child Star? Did you know anyone else? Wow.
And
Oh my word.
and the difference between Child Star 2308, very much the smiley Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Haley Joel Osment, someone else with 3 names picture that you saw on the wall.
Child Star 2308. That's 3 names.
Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. You now see
Mark David Chapman.
Yeah. You now see a grizzled sailor of the seas, long, thick, matted beard.
A great big bushy beard.
Yes.
Okay.
And he stands over you, a scowl on his face. And he says, I notice you're not wearing your badge there, stranger.
Got eaten.
You're telling me that your badge was eaten by
Yes.
what?
You're not gonna believe this. By another member of Ska'am. Have you never? I'm sorry. You and Admiral, so you've probably participated in. There's that old hazing ritual, the badge eating contest, and
You were right about one thing. I am not going to believe this.
Okay. Can I have another go?
If you would like to deal honestly with me, Admiral 17 is going to spend a string to offer you an XP to get the hell out of here, and says, you can have another go right out that door. You're interrupting my drink, and I do not appreciate it.
All right. Red Robin stands. She straightens her shirt. She straightens Admiral 17's shirt. She says, and she takes a step forward and she says, a member of the Scum Inspectors Guild isn't likely to walk around wearing a badge to identify themselves, are they, Admiral?
Give me a...
Give me a second to pick out some dice.
I'm trying to decide what role this is, because this is definitely a role.
I love you, Red. I love you so much.
You know what
You
this is?
just
This is
keep
Defy
failing.
Disaster.
I'm saying that seems like Defy Disaster with a point on it.
I can see this being wit as cleverness or knowledge.
Hey, do I have any wit? Let's find. Oh, I have +2 wit. This might go well.
That's your
All
highest
right.
stat.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Hey, Dice. Hi. How are you doing? I want you to know that I love you, and whatever number you roll, I will continue to love and support you no matter what.
I think
I've had
they're
a
lying.
bad run of luck, and if you could see your way towards giving me some of the bigger numbers, I'll take you out to Chili's as a reward. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. It's not awful. I rolled a 9 total.
You rolled a 9. So I offer you a hard choice or
Okay.
success with a sacrifice.
Oh,
So
that's your choice, I think, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
Um,
taking you to Chili's.
I also do tend to weigh like, oh, this is a 9, so it's a higher rank of
Yeah,
the rolls.
I dig that.
You see that Admiral 17 is somewhat shaken by this, and he says, I'll be honest, I hadn't read the latest on the safety inspector, so I'm not fully up to date, but here's the choice I will offer you.
Okay.
He looks to the 3 that got you in here, and you can tell he's about to ask them, is this true? And you can either hope that they're going to back you up, or you can sort of step in the way and prevent them from backing you up, but that is going to make him more suspicious.
I'm gonna let them talk. I'm gonna take a risk on letting them potentially vouch for me.
Excellent.
These people have seen you failing at social graces for hours. Certainly they'll back you up.
I'm hopeful that they recognize deep cover when they see it. So deep, in fact.
So deep even you didn't know.
I feel like your hope is that they don't want to get in trouble. So if they go, yeah, she totally is, like that'll keep.
There's a
them
lot.
really
I mean, it's hopes upon hopes. It's
Yeah.
hopes all the way down.
Hopes
at
all
this
the way
point.
down. He turns to look at Lieutenant 128, Captain 99, and as to date, not named third member of this trio. And he
Is
says,
it not Sailor 220?
Is it Sailor 220 was the one you were speaking with?
Is that a different group of people?
Different group, yeah.
So sorry.
No, you're good. And he says, so this is that's what this is all about. And
Lieutenant,
Lieutenant
my hands on my hips.
128 reluctantly starts nodding slowly and then builds into it and says, yeah, we were picked to tag along with this, make sure that the various establishments here in Atari are living up to their standards. Of course, Jackie Cannon's doing a fantastic job, but we still have to check up on it. And so everything's going a-okay so far, but it's important to, do it as carefully as possible.
It always helps to have some extra hands along, especially if the food's not up to code, because then if someone dies, you're not the person doing that.
Yeah. I mean, we do go check the kitchens first, and
Absolutely.
actually, I think you and I, safety inspector, were just about to go do that. Lieutenant 128 says.
Yes, let's absolutely do that.
And they get up from the table and lead you towards the back of
Yes.
Jackie Cannon's.
And I say, yes, I believe you were going to show me towards the drinkware in this establishment.
Yeah, definitely. Admiral 17 is still eyeing you a bit suspiciously, but just in the, I don't know this as a person, what is this person's deal? But less so in a, I want this person thrown out of the establishment. That is no longer high on his to-do list.
Hooray! I'm useful.
Perfect.
And Lieutenant 128 says, all right, what the hell was all that?
What the hell was all what? You heard what I said.
No, but I saw you just, I mean, how do I put this? I'm pretty sure I saw you touch a surface back in the I can't even remember the name of the
Drunken
fucking
Druid?
bar. The Drunken Druid. And so the fact that you did that and were not immediately repulsed, I'm pretty sure you're not a safety inspector.
All right, kiddo, I'll level with you. Give me time to think of a good lie. I think what...
That was in character.
Yes. All right, kiddo, I'll level with you. I'm after the Chalice of Plenty, and seeing as you have just vouched for an unbadged guest to get into a VIP lounge to an admiral, you've lied to their face. It'd be very easy for me to use that to my advantage, wouldn't it? I could get you in some considerable trouble if you were to tell someone, if you were to do anything other than help me acquire the chalice. What do you say you help me out there, Squire?
Listen, I'm not trying to screw whatever it is you're doing up. I want to know what is the long-term plan, because I mean the chalice, it's just basically a novelty as far as I know. It's neat, but there are much more powerful magical objects. I don't know why that's the thing that's grabbed your attention.
I think I move in just a little closer, and I think I put a hand on this courageous sailor's hips, and I think I say, sometimes it's just nice to have something pretty around. Don't you agree?
What role is this?
This sounds like an entice to me.
Yeah, I feel.
I don't
this
know.
feels very.
Entice is very much what's happening.
Yeah. Please roll.
I
an
think I
insight.
need to roll for entice. I'm not even to be enticed.
Wait, hold on. I just want to say that the reason I can't be with Ben is because they're married. So I just wanted to have that.
All right, so I have a -1 for heart, so I'm already working.
Wonderful.
Hey, hi, how you doing? So, if this roll works, I'll upgrade from Chili's to, let's say, Applebee's, and then we can play it by ear past that. Thank you so much. I love
Sort of the lateral move, but okay.
I need the listener and the audience to know that for Ben, this is actually a pretty big commitment because Chili's and Applebee's are not very closely located to where we're at. Like that's like a
true.
significant drive out into the deep valley to go there. And
I think my dice prefer Chili's to Applebee's because I did roll a 5.
Mark experience.
Yay! I tell you what, getting
Ben's
a
gonna
lot
level
of
up
experience this session. I might level up a couple of times today. At this rate.
While this is happening, I want to say that we're probably standing right outside this bar, and Nixon did redeem everybody have a pickle, so I'm just handing out pickles.
Thank you, Nika.
We're gonna have to get
sorry,
pickles.
Riley. What?
You told me there was a pickle redeem in chat, so I got a pickle. I don't know what you want. I don't understand what the conflict is.
We're all gonna.
I
have to do
muted
this
so I
now.
wouldn't chomp on mic. I don't know what your issue is.
I'm so
We didn't get the
happy right
full
now.
Griffin McElroy crunch sound as you bit
Oh,
down
you want
into
that?
pickle. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Isolate that.
Also, I'm
make
pretty
that
sure I
into a
only
recount.
muted in StreamYard, so that means that Becca's definitely gonna get that pickle crunch.
Oh,
and then
Becca's
the
getting all
audio
kinds of
podcast.
garbage in my raw recording. Amy Vorpal's in here. I'm sorry.
Becca's
Wonderful.
getting every bit that I've done where I forgot that I was muted in chat. So
Oh my gosh.
It's,
the
it's-
podcast exclusive. I love it.
It's Boko.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Lovely.
just tried to be flirty and somehow whiffed it. Despite
Yeah.
despite the fact that it works on all of the actual real people, it did not work on this one imagined sailor person.
So the issue isn't that Lieutenant 128 is uninterested. The issue is that what you are doing is so clearly at this point not safety officer things because you're still like within visible range of the rest of the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
This has gained Admiral 17's attention back.
Uh-oh.
And as Lieutenant 128 is thinking of how to respond to this, Admiral 17 stomps
Is really
on
turned
over,
on, and then they kiss. Is that no? Oh, okay, sorry.
and then they finally kiss in a dangerous situation. No, that's you see Admiral 17 standing before you, and he says, "Well, you two are in cahoots of some sort, I see."
Well, of course, they're my deputy. Every member of the Investigators Guild needs a deputy. But there's always room for one more.
Admiral 17. The hand gestures. Thank you. Thank you, Laser.
Just amusing myself over here.
I
Sorry.
love how into everybody making out and fucking Laser is.
It's
Yes.
And I love that the hand gestures always kind of start out as I have a pen, I have an apple.
This is it's a bit when we were all very high on Friday, and we kept waiting. Like, do you want some of this, or do you want some of this? Do you want this? Is this what you want, or do you want
a
this?
pen? You want an apple?
Did you want this one, or do you want this one?
This one?
Should I do this to you, or I can do this? I
Pen
can
and
do
apple
this.
is the right choice. I'm so sorry, Red. You were having a scene.
This is not the first time someone has said,
I also
Of course,
I like the idea that the three of us are just standing outside the bar and just be like, God, I hope Red's getting laid right now.
Trying to watch through a window. Pickles.
The seagull is like bouncing around trying to find a way to look inside. It's like,
And Nika's like,
maybe
yeah, so
she's
this is the
getting-
best.
Wait,
This is your great spy tactic, huh? Just have the seagull. Here, okay.
yeah.
Spy?
It's fine. I love it. What could
I
be
love
better?
it.
Dragon is a master of stealth. Red, this admiral looks to you, looks to this lieutenant, and says, well, I was saving my strength for the tournament, but it seems that we have some trash to take care of. And so you see him removing one of his gloves, and he slaps you across the face with it, which you know is a challenge to a duel.
I look to Admiral 17 and I say, listen, Keenan or Kel, I want you to think very hard about what you just did. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to back down turn around, walk out of this fine dining establishment. This dining establishment, well, this building that we are in presently with a kitchen. I'll give you the opportunity to walk out and
Jackie
leave.
Cannon's is the finest restaurant in the Arcadian Sea. How dare you
Right.
besmirch its good name?
Yeah. That's a low bar, frankly, and I want to give you the opportunity to put the glove back on, turn around, walk away, and forget everything that you saw here today, because you do not want to cross blades with the person standing in front of you right now. So you have a choice to make.
This is a roll, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think this is Defy Disaster.
Oh, good, because that has been such a good roll for me so far.
And I think what is this? Swiftness or elegance, or is this charm or social insight? Let me get the opinion of the rest of the table.
I think it's charm.
I would even say it's courage because she's doing like
I can see that.
I'm it's like
Oh.
intimidation sort of.
I was gonna say willpower, but
I can
was
see
also
that for the same
thinking
reason.
willpower.
Yeah, actually willpower for the same reason. Like I'm giving you my strength of will to push back on you.
So I think I'm going with courage. I think willpower is more like endurance, and I'm going to stick.
Yeah.
Well, although endurance is under daring, so.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm feeling this is a daring roll. So please
Okay.
roll plus daring.
Oh.
That's good. My daring is
daring
plus
me.
1. It's only my heart that's bad. My grace is 0. So this is gonna be a plus 1.
Can I pitch like maybe like a little Tony's or like an Ernie, like a
Dumb
nicer
Tony's?
restaurant? Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, there's a really great Mexican place we went to recently, and I will absolutely take you if this pans out. Okay, cool. I love you.
Maybe even offer Papuca de Beppo.
Ooh.
Buca di Beppo, Italian restaurant. Buca di Beppo, Italian grill. Okay,
We're going to get all the sponsorships.
and slash or cease and desist from the Walt Disney Company. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a little better. That is an 8 total.
That is an 8. On an 8, again, the GM will offer you a hard choice or success with a sacrifice. So, you see that the Admiral says, my honor and the honor of this restaurant and of this island has been
In that order, yeah.
slighted. And someone is going to have to pay for it. If you are unwilling to be the one who pays, then I turn to, as you say, your deputy. And you see he turns to Lieutenant 128. Are you going to let Lieutenant 128 take the fall for you? Or are you going to say...
Yes, I'm not even going to let you finish that sentence. I think that my deputy, I de-deputize you.
Lieutenant 128...
I have a string. I have a string that I can use on Lieutenant 128 to make to let them take the fall, right? I know I have a string on Lieutenant 128.
Well, you can spend the string to find out what it will take to get them to do what you want.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend that string.
Okay. You spend that string on Lieutenant 128.
Using all the game mechanics today, huh?
Yeah. And Lieutenant 128 says, well, Safety Inspector, if I'm going to do this, then we need to make sure that the venue we pick out for the duel is adequately safe. We wouldn't want it to be a place where we would endanger any observers, somewhere that is properly suited for a duel that is advantageous for both sides. And she gives you a wink as she says advantageous.
What am I picking up on advantageous?
She wants
I
you
know
to
I
help her
haven't-
cheat.
Oh. Well, we have a ship. What if we had our duel on the deck of our ship?
You expect me to hand over home field advantage to your rinkadink ship? No, it will be here on the island somewhere.
Okay, well, how about the docks?
They look at each other, they look to you, they think it over. The docks will be fine. In 1 hour's time, Lieutenant, I will meet you there.
That sounds absolutely perfect. We will see you there in 60 of your Atarian minutes.
Someone in the distance says, "Thank you, 60." Reflex.
So I think I'm outside and I've debriefed with my seagull, and all they really saw were people moving closer and farther away from each other, like through some sort of like sky window. What are those called? Sky windows. And but I'm telling Phaedra and Nika,
Sky window in the
it's going so great in there.
tomorrow.
Red, it was probably making out with Lieutenant 128, and then this big beardy guy came, and then they were making out, and oh gosh, it looks like they were having a lot of fun in there. Gosh, I'm so excited.
And that's around the time, Red, you come out of the restaurant along with Lieutenant 128.
Hey, you.
Hey, everyone. Hey, this is Lieutenant 128.
Hi, Lieutenant 128.
Hey.
And
Pleasure to meet
we have to head over to the docks. We have 59. I look at my wrist as if there's a Flintstone style sundial strapped to my wrist, and I say, we have 59 minutes in which to rig a duel between Lieutenant 128 and you're not going to get this. Child Star 2308 also is the other participant. Only they're now an admiral. They're Admiral 17, if you can believe it.
We do. We were told that earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I said if in case there was still any doubt.
No, we believe you.
Okay, cool.
I wonder. Oh, what? You go.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I wonder if we can use this duel at yes, rig the duel that's gonna happen. But if Admiral 17 is here, the chalice might be on his ship right now.
And if Admiral 17 is queer, then I could probably seduce him because I'm very good at that.
Well, we have Admiral 17 distracted with a duel that we are absolutely going to rig.
That's
and
what I'm saying. I'm wondering if
yes,
one of us can sneak in while the duel is happening onto the ship and see if we can loot the stores or something.
I think that's a great idea. And I think also we should offer Lieutenant 128 passage on our ship. Sorry, Nika, you had your hand up for quite some time.
I was just volunteering for the stealing part.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think that would be that seems just aesthetically within your particular wheelhouse. I'm all about
Papa likes to steal.
Yeah, come along.
Cool.
Do we need to rig the duel if 120? Okay, never mind.
Oh, I think
128 is standing right there.
Okay.
Shoots you a glare.
I wouldn't have said it if I knew she was right there. I wouldn't have said that. Right.
Papa can also help to rig if that's easier. I'll do that. I'll do that because I'm very small.
I mean,
Red's like, yeah, great. That would be great to have you with us, Eli. Yeah, Nika, Phaedra, what do you want to do? You want to help us rig the duel? Do you want to help Nika? What would be the best use of your particular skill set?
I feel like maybe I should go with Nika in case things turn south. And also because I do feel like Nika, I do have a little bit more camaraderie with Nika now that we've been sparring a little bit on the ship in between episodes 1 and 2.
Hell yeah.
I have one more idea. I have a brilliant idea. Lieutenant 128, give me your clothes.
Yes.
wait,
I like
Red.
where
I
this
mean,
is going.
you only have an hour, and you're kind
This
of in
isn't
public
the
right
most-
now. Like,
Unusual seduction I've ever been a part of, but it's up there.
Yes. I'll watch.
actually, you might as well let him watch because if he doesn't, his seagull's going to watch anyway. So,
Why do you
Then the
want?
seagull will report back and will embellish the facts somewhat.
Yeah.
Why
the
do you
seagull
want my
will tell
clothes?
it accurately. Eli will embellish the facts.
We're the same. It doesn't matter which is which.
What do you
Well, there are
want with my clothes?
There are two possible outcomes here. Outcome number one: you kill Admiral 128, and then you're in uniform, and that makes you somewhat conspicuous. Should you need to, just off the top of my head, escape the authorities? Option number two: you ruin that uniform, getting slashed, hacked, and stabbed to death by the Admiral. And if you give us the uniform, we get to, see what's up with that. But we also have a uniform that we could maybe Nika or someone can use in kind of a sneaking situation. There could be a benefit there to that.
I mean, you say that, someone is going to die. Most duels between members of Ska'am do not end in death. That's only if, things turn out especially bad.
I know. But we're not members of Ska'am, and we're not beholden to their particular rules. Sorry, I should clarify. We are not members of Ska'am.
Oh, what a surprise. I never saw this one coming.
But look at it this way. Not only would you have the notoriety of having killed one of the most impressive admirals in the organization, you get to join a motley crew of badasses. And there's a non-zero amount of smooching that happens on our ship. I do want to throw that in there. That's part of the benefits package.
That is enticing. Listen.
Maybe even the
as soon as Red says that, I just look like, oh, okay. Oh, good. All right. I wasn't totally sure, but okay, great.
Listen, this is a lot. Like, I met you less than an hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Would you like a pickle?
I would love a pickle. Thank you.
Does that help?
It does a little
I'm just
bit.
gonna splice in Riley's chomping every time.
You don't have to. She's doing it. She's doing.
This is my
it
last
at
pickle
the
that I
right
have
time.
prepared, so this is going to
Oh,
be
okay.
it for this today.
Like
Everybody
spell
has
slots.
pickles prepared
Yeah.
in the future.
I guess I could. I mean, I have a fridge with a pickle jar, and I could go get pickles. I make pickle money.
I mean, this
so.
is the redeem of a lifetime. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
This is incredible.
Listen, I just met you
And this is crazy.
very recently.
But here's our masthead.
Listen, we all love Carly Rae Jepsen, but
Continue. Give yourself a point of inspiration.
yeah, mark that down.
You get a string on all of us in real life.
Powerful. I want to hope that whatever reason you have for dueling the Admiral is good and honorable, but for me to trust that at this point is a huge, monumental ask. And I mean, I could have said, no, I'm not going to duel you and settle it some other way with him. What I want you to do is make sure I win that fight, because I would love to kick the Admiral's ass.
Not only are we going to help you kick that Admiral's ass so hard that the next Admiral 17 / Child Actor 2308 wannabe is going to feel it.
Okay.
But should you choose at the end of the duel that Ska'am is not for you, you will have a place on our ship, on our crew, and in our hearts. And I take their hand, hold it lovingly, and I say, we're trying to save the world. I know that's a big jump, but I feel like I can trust you. I feel like I can be honest with you. And I feel like there's, I don't know, some kind of bond between us. Something that goes beyond mere game mechanics. So what do you say?
You know, I like you. You've been very sweet, if confusing. And
And in real life too.
my two partners in there, I really do care about them a lot. And I doubt your ship has 3 spots opened up for 3 new crew members. That said, if you are ever in need of assistance, we kind of run that ship. So, you ever need help from the Swift Vengeance, then just ask for help at the nearest port, and we'll try and send it your way. And this is again, first thing is I do have to win this duel, because if I do lose to him, I probably will be demoted from my position.
I totally get that. And we're going to make sure that happens, aren't we, everyone? We're going to make sure that this duel goes off without a hitch.
I'm very excited to help all
I
of
mean-
the crew members of Taylor Swift's Vengeance.
Nika and I are not going to be present, but we will be rooting for you.
What are you two doing?
They have to go kiss.
We have to go kiss.
Okay, understandable. I get it.
Shall we do our next thing?
And we can also do that.
Plenty of options.
Yeah. So do y'all have any other things to do in the preparation for this duel at the docks / break-in?
I think that Nika would head over to where the scam boats are docked to
Mhm.
do a little recon ahead of time, and also to get an idea of because if the admiral went back to his ship to prepare for the duel, I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of commotion right now around those docks as people are deciding if they're going to come watch or not and things like that. So I think she's watching to see what sort of exposed areas there will be and stuff like that, so she can sneak onto the ship.
Sure. Are you doing anything to prepare as you head over there?
I think that is me preparing. I think it's me
Okay.
going over there and hiding. I'm kind of doing a stakeout basically, and looking for if it was a video game, I'm looking for what people are walking back and forth in what areas of the map to know where the sneak points are and stuff like that.
I think
I'm probably
gonna,
looking for lock picks and stuff like that. But
I'm gonna go back to the trash can where we tossed our badges and try to see if I can get those to Nika and Phaedra, just so they have a kind of disguise.
That's very smart.
Would it be possible? Because I am slightly magical. I don't want to change the number on them because I know that those are magically influenced, but maybe just make it blurry using some water magic, look like it got waterlogged or something like that, so you can't read them.
I feel do you have a move in your playbook that
Let me find out right now.
please do?
No, I don't, but I do have a move that I haven't used yet that might be helpful, which is unrelated to that idea. Which is I could I wanna give Phaedra Nature's Touch. And I will tell you what this means if it succeeds.
Great.
Which is I can let the power of the natural world flow into you, which I feel might be helpful on your adventure. All right, I got a 12. Great.
Powerful.
Ooh.
Full success. Upbeat.
You gain the ability to speak with plants and animals for the rest of your scene.
nice.
We'll say is the
Yeah, the break-in. Yeah.
the break-in. And you don't have any conditions right now, right?
I do not.
Correct.
Okay. So you have to answer one of my figure out a person questions. I should have asked you if this was okay. Is this okay?
Yeah, great.
Okay. You have to what do you love most? You have to answer this question or take a condition.
In relation to as you're preparing to break in
Yeah.
to the
Or
ship.
yeah, I guess maybe. Okay, I'm going to touch you and I'm going to say, Remember, what do you hope to get out of this? That's going to be the question I ask. Hey, Phaedra. You can talk to animals now. What do you hope to get out of this stealing a chalice?
I think I'm sort of hoping to get maybe a little bit closer to Nika.
Ooh.
I hope that happens for you. Have fun. And don't be distracted by the fact that you can hear everything that all plants and animals are saying.
Like in the Far Side, most of the time they're just saying, hey, hey, hey.
That's what my life is like all the time.
I'm so sorry.
You pass a plant and it's like, I'm so bored. I can't move.
What's over there? I'll never know.
And every animal is just a total creep. Just completely creepy.
Yeah. Anybody wanna know? Okay. Every animal is just me.
Hey, you guys
That's
can
why
kiss?
I'm like
You guys can
this.
kiss?
With this with this new power, I wanna see if I can find a little like mouse or something and ask for its help in the break-in.
You go back to near the drunken druid, and you have no problem finding various
Great.
rodents around the kitchen there.
Oh,
Some of them are
God.
bar stuff.
You take the one that's currently driving a cook and
Hey, get off of Ensign 16. She's coming with us later. I'm gonna pick up a small mouse, and I want to say, hey, I have a favor to ask, and I will get you all of the pickles you can eat
Oh,
if you help me out with this thing.
oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if pickles are good for my digestive system, but that sure sounds swell.
Okay, well, we also have other food on the ship and stuff. So rather than like scrounging around the kitchen, I could give you some food. Anyway,
Ask him for cheese. Ask him if he's got any cheese. Ask him if he's got any cheese.
Yeah, you got any cheese, man?
Please, sir, can I have some? Please, ma'am, can I have some cheese?
I know pronouns are probably not the at the forefront of mouse speech. I'm actually a she, her. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Sincerest apologies. I'm very sorry.
You gotta work on that.
I mean, like, I also
My best. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. I just, I know that I can't just on sight tell the gender of other species. Anyway, this is I'm really rambling. So, me and a friend of mine are gonna sneak onto a ship, and we'd really like it if we could, have you with us as kind of a scout, and if you could just let us know, like if I send you around corners or into little rooms or whatever, if you could like tell us, what you see in there. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah, I've been on a bunch of little ships, and should be no problem. Do you know which one it is?
Yeah, it's the Ocean's Blade.
Correct.
It's the Ocean's Blade, and I knew that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever. Do you know the names of the ships that you've been on? I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh, some of the rats down at the docks are gonna know.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, yeah. Cool. Do you wanna just ride in my cleavage?
I mean,
Yes. Wait, I'm not.
Take a string on this mouse.
is that going to be better for you?
I just want you to be comfortable. I'm also happy to just let you like run over my hands if that's preferable. I don't know. I don't know what mice like. Clearly, I mean, I offered you pickles, so
I do love a pickle. I think.
okay. Well, you can try some, and if you don't like it, we'll find you something else.
Great.
Do you have a name? What's your name? I'm so sorry.
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Perfect.
The only reason I was hesitant about the whole riding into cleavage thing is I have been crawling around in some stuff, and I didn't want to, risk spreading, disease and stuff. So
That's a really good looking out. I have pockets, which I think I mentioned last episode.
I would love to ride in a pocket.
Okay, great. I'll put you in one of my pockets then.
Thanks.
So you slide Sebastian into a pocket. That crew is well set. What is our dual crew doing down at the docks to prepare?
So how does a duel work? Ask Eli.
Well, it's an NPC on NPC duel, so I don't know if we have to use any of the rules in the game for it.
Great.
I'm
Because
assuming
Josh
it's just-
doesn't roll dice, so it's basically
Correct.
just
Yeah.
take it to say whatever happens, I think.
Great.
Yeah. So mechanically speaking, I mean, just because they are the named duelists doesn't mean you can't step in and make a fight roll or some sort of defy disaster roll to try and fuck things up for the side you don't want to win, or to make things go better for the side you do want to win.
I mean, the idea I have involves the fact that I could speak with animals, which is something I did forget until just now. So, and my familiar will do things with me. So it feels like possibly a defy disaster roll. I don't know if we want to plan it or just do it and see if it works. But I have some thoughts. Nika?
I have a thought of that. We're not necessarily that invested in either side winning this duel because it's between two members of Scam, even though we like Lieutenant 128. I think that it makes more sense as our group to just want to try to make it drag out as long as
I agree,
possible to extend the amount of time that this distraction is happening. So I think that might be like, I think fixing it makes sense, but I think fixing it in a way that doesn't have it end quickly, but as it goes on. I think that's what Nika would have said, like, hey, try to stretch it out a bit, like before she headed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Do the people use swords? I'm genuinely asking. What is the format of the duel, Josh?
Yeah. So I will say that between now and then, Lieutenant 128 has discussed with y'all. Yes, it will be a duel with rapiers and rapier, and they have agreed to duel to first blood, which usually means non-lethal, but if people get heated, then it could turn lethal, but that's not the intention.
I'm gonna ask Dragon to steal the Admiral's sword so that it gets delayed.
Incredible. I think this is defy disaster, and I think it's rolling your swiftness or elegance because Dragon doesn't have a stat block.
Yeah, so how it works is when the familiar helps with a basic move or with emotional support, I can add +1 to my roll. That's
okay.
How the move
So
works.
it's just a flat +1.
It's just a flat +1. But we can. I kind of want to do that like right as they're approaching.
Great.
I'm also gonna gather some shiny things to bounce the sun into people's eyes, and
I love that.
Probably see if Dragon wants to bring any of their friends.
Yeah.
Of various kinds. Yes,
I have a dumb idea.
Please.
I want to get a tiny handsaw and I want to weaken some of the beams on the dock so that sometimes when people step, they step through the dock. Not for like falling, but like maybe get their foot stuck briefly or have to kind of adjust their footing. I want to home alone this sucker.
I can get some
As-
beavers to help you.
As you get that handsaw, Ensign 203 is watching over the dock and is like, hello? Hi,
Hi,
hello?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. What are you doing with the planks?
Oh, this thing that we're doing right. This is, well, you know how hazardous and dangerous the docks can be. Sometimes someone gets stuck, and then when they get stuck, they get kidnapped.
Do you like pickles?
I do like a pickle. They're a good source of vitamin C.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Do you like it?
Oh, what is that? There's a little something.
Well, there's orange in the brine in addition to garlic. We use
Interesting.
Ocean water that has been filtered.
Uh-huh.
And also, my secret ingredient.
It's pickles.
It's pickles. I put old pickles in with the new pickles.
That's
to
so
help
smart.
brine
It's like
the
a
pickle.
sourdough
It's kind of like a
starter.
sourdough starter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, you really understand me. I want to try to have a really deep pickle conversation while Red does her work. Is that something
excellent.
I can roll for? Good, a sound effect, man.
Yeah, that was. I think this is going to be. It's not figure out a person.
Mm-mm.
I'll let you decide if you are being enticing or if you are defying disaster with charm or social insight. Both of them are heart rolls, but it's just a matter of, are you trying to get a string on this dock worker, or are you?
I think so. I think I want to get them real into pickles. I think I
Excellent.
genuinely I forgot that I was trying to distract her, and now I'm just like, let's talk about pickles for a while.
Yeah. I mean, you are
And
smitten with
also
her, so.
And also I'm in love with her. Okay, great. So I make a heart roll.
Yes, please.
Great. I got a 13.
Amazing. You gain a string on Ensign 203.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, this is this is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the name of your ship again?
Papa's Pickle House, the big pickle ship. Is that what you're asking about?
The name
Yeah.
of the ship. I didn't quite get it in the registry earlier.
I mean, you don't need to really get it in the registry, but if you ever want to visit me, I've forgotten the name of our ship.
The Windlass.
It's called the Windlass.
Okay, great. Do you think as this is going on, you see
I have different pickles. I have different brines. I've got I'm native
amazing
pickles. I'm a special pickle boy.
Don't forget
Captain
the red
Oglesby.
grenadine pickles.
Captain Oglesby comes stomping up the dock, clearly infuriated about something.
Captain?
Hey, how's it going, Cap?
You two are still part of the crew, right?
Yes.
I haven't heard otherwise.
We had a huge amount of turnover. They offered some very lucrative starting packages to some of the lower ranks of the crew, and I've lost about a half dozen sailors.
Well,
no.
That sucks tremendously, but like I can get you 4 new crew members like within the next 2 to 4 hours.
Oh, I definitely am not allowed to come along with a ship, so please don't kidnap me.
We will not kidnap you in the next 4 hours, I promise. Ensign 203. Hey, if I were to call you something else, just like for fun, like as a funny joke, what would you want me to call you?
Well, the name that I'm definitely not called anymore, and that like it would be so weird if someone called me that. If
Yeah.
someone called me Zoe, that would be so weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. Maybe I'll name a pickle brand, Zoe. Like, what kind is your favorite pickle?
Whichever ones you make. I mean, I really like a sweet pickle.
Yeah, me too. You're
Well, Eli's
really
the
sweet.
sweetest pickle. Sorry, what?
Get to
And then
work,
I walk away towards the other side of the dock.
Listen, Captain Oglesby says, listen, if you can get some good sailors who are willing to come along, that would help me out a lot, actually, because Scam has been very aggressive with their recruiting, and I'm glad that I guess that they just didn't catch you if you haven't heard anything about this, but it's been pretty rough.
Well,
You're-
we won't be recruited because you have the best pickle house in all of the sea, Captain.
Thank you for saying that.
Mhm.
I do appreciate it. We take our attention from there back over to the
I have a cat girl girlfriend, everybody. I won. I'm
do.
not gonna play anymore.
Good job.
game.
Congratulations.
Nika and Phaedra, you're
Becca, do you
over-
want to borrow my headphones?
Definitely makes a lot of sense on the podcast.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
You are over at the Ocean's Blade, and this little mouse, little Sebastian, has left your
Oh,
pocket.
little
and
Sebastian.
Bye bye,
Little
little
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
is
Bye, little Sebastian.
given a little scurry around the docks, and after a few minutes comes back and says,
Oh, well, it seems like it's pretty well abandoned. There's like 2 or 3 crew members still aboard, but honestly, they seem, not only are they aboard, but they're really bored. Get it? So, like, I don't think that they're really gonna be paying attention too much. But
Okay.
you should still try and be sneaky.
That's really good wordplay. Does that also work in mouse language?
Oh, we all speak English. It's just that
Oh,
we
you
don't
do.
usually have the vocalization to do it.
I
We're
see.
real jealous of parrots.
Okay.
Do you
I
convey that to
understand.
me? I just realized I can't hear him. So did you convey it to me?
I'm gonna.
Phaedra?
I'm conveying everything. To
Phaedra's like, we can't go anywhere. We have to stay right here. There's only one bed. We have to stay right here.
Just one bed. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn to Nika and say, it seems like Sebastian. This is Sebastian. Sebastian said that there's only 2 or 3 crew members on the ship, and they're not really at alert. So I think we have a pretty good chance of being sneaky.
I think you might know your way around being a little sneaky sometimes. So it should be fun. All right. You've learned some fancy footwork from our sword play, so I think you might be able to handle yourself. But if you're ever not sure what to do, just follow me and I'll lead you the right way.
Cool.
okay, here's what I'm thinking mechanically as far as this goes. I think that Nika is offering emotional support, and Phaedra is doing the actual sneaking, which is going to be a defy disaster sort of move.
Oh, I was planning on sneaking too. I was planning on saying follow my lead if you don't know what to do.
Okay. So you both want to sneak onto the ship. Okay.
Yeah, Nika's a
that was-
pirate, so I think she definitely would be the one wanting to do boarding ships and sneaking. Especially also Phaedra's a giant, so I think that Nika would definitely be I might be able to slip in a little bit easier than you can, but
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to have Nika, if you would roll either heart or spirit to offer the support.
Okay, well, it's either the -1 or the 0, so I'll go with the 0 for heart. Ooh, that's good though. I got a 10. Got a 5 and a 5.
Nice.
So if Phaedra is receptive to this assistance, Phaedra, you don't need to clear a condition. You can mark XP, you can take +1 forward, or you can gain insight from me about an obstacle facing one of you. And Nika can either choose one of those or take a string on Phaedra.
Oh.
Ooh.
So let's start with Phaedra.
I think I'm gonna take +1 forward is just like the next roll I do, I get +1 to.
Correct. Yeah. +1
Um,
ongoing is the longer duration one.
Right. I think I'm gonna take that because I feel like that might come in handy.
Nice. And Nika.
I think I am going to. So I get to choose one or take a string on Phaedra.
Correct.
I think I'm going to take a string on Phaedra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have this moment where, as a result of your time spent together dueling, you're sort of building this rapport together. And in this moment, you can see Phaedra trusts that you have her best interests in mind.
And that gives me a string on the entire party, which is good for me. So.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Are either of y'all... Let me see. Are either of y'all smitten with each other? I don't believe we have that, but let me just...
I really.
I don't think I am yet. I think I'm on the way, but
I think I'm approaching that, but I'm not quite there yet.
Okay, because there's mechanical stuff if you are, but that sounds right.
Yeah. I think I didn't want to like metagame. I don't think that I would be smitten for dice reasons. I think
for sure. Yeah, and I agree narratively. I think you're close to that, but you're not actually smitten yet.
Yeah, we're flirting.
Mm-hmm.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Oh no, Phaedra left. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
So I think this is going to be defy disaster of swiftness or elegance, unless you have some other scheme in mind. And I will say, in addition to the +1 you got, Sebastian's assistant gives you another +1 forward for this.
Okay, cool.
So Phaedra, you're going to have +2. Nika, you're going to have a +1.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, elegance makes sense to me. Grace, it makes sense as a graceful kind of sneak.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll ask both of y'all to roll a defy disaster plus grace.
You said I have a +1?
+1 ongoing in addition to your grace.
Oh, great. Okay, with my grace, that knocks me up to 10 because I rolled an 8 +1 for the ongoing plus my 1 for grace. So 10.
Excellent. And Phaedra, what do we have?
So I rolled 5 by +1 to grace, so 6. And then
+2, that makes that an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nika is moving through with no issues. At the GM's discretion, you may also learn new information, discover a new opportunity, or gain a string on someone. And then Phaedra, as we've seen many times, I can offer you a hard choice or success with a sacrifice. I will say, here's what I'll say. Nika, you can tell that as you're creeping onto the ship and sneaking into the captain's quarters, you can see there is something on the desk that would be interesting. But if you go over to check it out right now, then you can hear someone coming, and Phaedra hasn't noticed it yet. So is your priority the information or keeping Phaedra out of sight?
I think the priority is keeping Phaedra out of sight because I think that if Phaedra, first of all, I don't want Phaedra to get caught because I care about Phaedra, but also if Phaedra gets caught, that's also the jig is up for our thing. So I think I would prioritize protecting Phaedra. So I think if Phaedra, if it's like one of those situations where, this is what I'm picturing, if it's one of those situations where like Phaedra might be more exposed than me, I'm going to like fling her around a corner and like press her up against the wall. And that way it's like very like erotic. And I'm gonna put my finger over her mouth, like as a shush kind of move. And like, that's what I'm doing to kind of like wait for someone to pass.
Laser has never been happier about anything that's ever happened.
Eli, just off in the distance, just has a big old goofy smile.
You know the meme where it's the like tall girl holding the little girl up against the wall?
Yeah.
It's like that, but Nika's actually relatively smaller, so she's like she's like average size. So
Yeah.
it is her like doing it up to like
Incredible.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, you are pinned in this situation, and one of the crew members who's been left on guard duty comes into the cabin, looks around, sees a piece of paper there on the desk, and picks it up, looks at it, and says, "Yeah, this is what the captain was looking for, asking about." There's another crew member along with them, just so they're not talking to themselves. Can you go on to deliver it to them? And they're like, yeah, sure. And with that, they take a brief look around, but they're not looking too carefully. And they head on out of the cabin, leaving it to y'all alone again.
I do like that like relief body motion drop where like, and I like kind of like press my head against like her clavicle for a second, and then I pull back. And
I like that too.
Yeah.
You can just hear my seagull outside going, hot, hot.
Thank you, Dragon. Sebastian's like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Thanks,
okay, so
Sebastian.
the chalice is still probably in this room somewhere, but just the paper was taken, right?
The paper was taken. As you look around, is there a good roll for this? Let me see. I think I'll keep with the roll you had earlier. There is on the wall a case that looks like it would hold something with a chalice-shaped indentation in it. And there is a plaque below it, and it says Ska Dueling Tournament Champion, and it has the past 5 years listed.
Okay.
Oh God.
And just based on your instincts, you feel like the chalice should be in there, and it absolutely is not in there at the moment.
No. Fuck. Oh God, he's probably gonna give it to the ensign if she wins the competition. So I have to get back.
Yeah. Let's
Maybe if Eli's seagull's outside, we can convey that information to Dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon can get there faster than us.
that's a good idea.
Can you
Let's do
tell
that.
your mouse to go tell the seagull to go tell Eli?
I don't want to have too many layers of telephone happening here.
And then Sebastian will swallow a fly, and
Yeah, I don't know why. And then, okay, I go, well, we have to get out of here as fast as possible then.
Agreed.
I take her by the hand and I start to like lead her out of the
holding hands.
Holding
I'm just taking
hands.
somebody by the hand to guide them. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
Incredible.
This is not a game about thirsty sword lesbians, is it?
Could it be? I will ask for another How are you getting off the ship? This is what I will ask.
So it's at a dock, I'm assuming. It's not like
It
moored.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably similarly, if we know the patterns of what the like sailors on the ship have been doing, I think that Nika will watch for. I mean, I can't speak for Phaedra. Phaedra can do what she wants to do, but Nika will watch for like a pattern, and then like try to like when someone's going like this direction, like she'll jump back to the dock and kind of like put her hood up and skedaddle.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe sending Sebastian ahead and just saying like, "Hey, signal me when it's clear" or whatever.
Yeah. In that case, Nika, I will ask just you to make a plus grace roll, still with the +1 from Sebastian.
Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, with the plus grace and the +1, so I rolled a 5 and a 2, so that's 3. So that's going to be 9 total.
Okay. As you're getting away, no one sees either of y'all's faces, but they can tell that someone was aboard the ship. And so you hear, hey, get back here. But they don't really give chase because you're already leaving the ship. And they go and check the cabin and they don't notice anything missing. So they're like, it's probably just some hooligans as part of a dare. So
as we're leaving the ship, can I roll to see if I've been enticed now by Phaedra?
So smitten, you can always choose to become smitten.
Yeah, but if I roll that I've been enticed by them, then I can get a string. Like if it's a move where you get a string.
She has to do that
or...
to you. You can be smitten on her.
Yeah.
You can choose to roll that somebody else enticed you. Like if somebody does something you think is sexy, you can roll to see if you're enticed, right?
So you can entice someone else, and you can choose to become smitten.
I think I have to ask her to roll. You can ask someone to roll for entice on you. That was something that I read. I thought that was a really cool move. Because smitten's a little bit different. Hang on. Sorry. There was something that I really liked about the entice roll. Because there was a mechanic of like if someone does something that you think your character would find sexy, you can ask them to roll.
You may also find someone else at the table suggesting that you roll to entice them because your PC has just done something sexy or romantic, even without intending to.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess it probably would be the other way around then. So never mind. I was thinking that like my character was feeling it, but I'm the one that was doing the things. So
yeah. Do you wanna roll to entice me? Because
Sure.
I think that's appropriate.
I think that would be based on the narrative. That does check out.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I'm rolling plus heart. Yeah, sorry, I mixed up the order of what happens.
For sure.
Okay, well, I rolled an 11.
Yeah. You gain a string on Phaedra, and Phaedra, you can choose to get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire.
I think I'm gonna get flustered and awkward.
Okay.
I think that's where Phaedra is emotionally right now.
That makes sense, yeah. Cool.
Powerful. Yeah, and we draw our attention back to the docks as we wind things down for this session. And
Dragon can return to me and tell me what they learned from Nika and Phaedra.
Yes, all the
shortcut through that.
information is conveyed to your party.
And they kissed? They didn't, but that's...
Maybe Dragon
Eli
says
and
that.
Dragon like to tell each other things.
Approaching the dock, you see Admiral 17, former Child Star 2038. And the lieutenant is already there, sort of warming up, stretching out the shoulder. And the Admiral says, I believe it is important that we set the terms of this duel before it gets underway. And here is what I'm thinking. If I win, then I take control of the Swift Vengeance or at least your portion of its share. And you never set foot on Atari again. And you're probably going to be demoted down to a swabby, if I had to guess. If you somehow manage to pull out a win, and he pulls out the paper that, if Nika and Phaedra were here, you would recognize is the paper that was on the desk in his cabin. He says, I will give you my invitation to the dueling tournament happening in 2 weeks' time in an attempt to win the Chalice of Plenty. But since that's not going to happen, I feel like this is pretty safely mine. And he sticks it back into his pocket. Lieutenant 128 glances over at y'all and is like, are we good?
Oh yeah, we're good. Can I use fight to have my seagull steal his sword
Yes.
and end on that horrible idea?
Yes. Do you want to roll it now or at the start of the next session? Are your dice feeling spicy?
I want to roll it and I just leave with a number.
I love that.
Okay. All right. Daring or grace. Here we go. So this involves both of us, by the way. This is like me kind of putting
Just
out
a plus one, yeah.
leg. Yeah, okay, great. Oh god. I got a 6.
Can I help in some way? Is there something I can do to help?
I don't
That's
know.
with
Can
my,
I
that's with
distract
my,
the admiral?
That's
By
with my seagull
flirting?
helping.
Can I
like, that's-
flirt at the admiral and distract from?
Oh,
I
God.
think we'll discuss that next time on Strumpets and Flagons.
Hey.
Yay.
Tune in then,
Thank you
everybody.
so much for watching, everybody. I have been lasertheboy.com. Ben?
I am Ben Padden. You can find me at linktree.e/Ben Padden. Please listen to my upcoming sci-fi comedy audio play series. You can listen to the trailer at audio.jumpleads.zone/trailer. That's my
Perfect.
wife.
That's
Yay.
my wife.
My
my
wife.
wife, Becca.
I am Becca McGlynn. You can find me similarly at linktree.e/Rebecca McGlynn. And check out my Gem and the Holograms what's it called? Parody musical that's going to happen this June, and we're going to stream it as well as perform it live in Hollywood.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Who have I forgotten? Riley?
Hey, I'm Riley Silverman, and you can find me on Twitter at Riley J. Silverman. And currently on Thursday nights, I am streaming Under the Rainbow, which is a Wizard of Oz role-playing game using the Savage World system over at Happy Jacks RPG. So that's at twitch.tv/Happy Jacks RPG. It's also available as a podcast, so you can check that out. And yeah, also I do a Doctor Who role-playing game with Ben called The Game of Rassilon, and Ben is a
Great.
player, and I'm currently the GM. But if you listen to old episodes, it'll be reversed.
Josh, you have a lot to say, I know.
I have so much to say. I'm Josh, and you can find me at joshkloss.com or on Twitch at 5ironfanatic, FIVE Iron Fanatic. I play video games. You heard of them?
No.
Oh, well, maybe I'll tell you about them someday. Maybe
These
when you're
games that
older.
were released on VHS cassette, like that Star Trek board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Experience beige. Please. And
I
also,
do have
I
some
forgot
safety
we need to wrap up the session with some end of session questions.
Oh, yeah.
So each player, everybody marks XP if during the session, however many of these things occurred, any PC confessed their love. Yes, that did happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any PC struck a blow against oppression or de-escalated a violent situation.
I feel like I just transposed where the violence would occur.
It was a
Yeah.
lateral move, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
The only thing I could say as an argument towards yes, that did happen is we did offer to give someone their freedom from scam by giving them place on our boat. Like that was the only thing that I could say maybe.
Do
but
we get XP for each of these or just one for the whole thing?
for each,
each one. So for each yes, everyone gets 1 XP. So if we have 3 yeses, you'll get 3 XP.
Got it. Okay.
I'm going to say that one is not a no this time, but it could be next time.
cool.
Any PC leapt into danger with daring and panache.
I think Red did. I think Red went into the lion's den and was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste these morsel of meat.
I think after the leap, things did not have so much daring and panache, but the leap itself, full of
Yeah.
daring and panache, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Well, then I've hit 5 XP. I've maxed out my experience.
Oh, excellent. So you have a level up in the bank. And we did have a player use a safety tool. So that is another yes.
And that puts me at 5, so I will also level up.
I am also
Wait,
at 5
so we
now.
each get 3 experience or 1 experience?
3.
3. We get 1 for each question we said yes to.
Yay! I get to level up too.
Huzzah!
Great.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for Strumpets and Flagons. Thank you so much to Josh for being our game master. And I'm gonna say goodbye for the podcast. Goodbye. And now for the stream, I'm going to go ahead and raid a friend. So I'm gonna put a raid call in the chat.
Go ahead and raid a friend.
Everybody,
Do it in the name
do
of
that.
streaming.
Nobody
You'll be
is
justified in
actually
the end.
that I know very well is streaming right now. So I'm gonna have us go raid. Actually, Jackie plays stuff. Who is playing the game Tunic, which I really have been into recently. So let's go say
Tunic's
hi to
great.
Jackie. It's a great game, and I will
It's
see
really
you
hard in
all
places.
in
Little fox friend.
there. All right, bye bye.
All right, I'm going to stop the podcast recording.
Yay! Boop 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 boop.